death.
He appeared to be
And
on a cause much larger than himself.
Death but once.
A mission also.
It is from that patch that Raila began his own long walk for freedom and liberation, applying himself to the cause as a debt that owed to past and due to the present generations. Many times, he appeared to be on a cause much larger than
due
himself.
to the present generations.
A mission almost
Many times,
impossible.
He appeared to be on a
cause he loved it, much
past
larger
and
than
due
his
to
life
the present generations.
A mission many times, the giant footsteps of their father, of his father, and the spirit of selflessness that ran deep in his heritage. Raila Odinga, of his father, declared, and the spirit of selflessness that ran deep in his heritage. Raila Odinga, of his father, declared, and the spirit of selflessness that ran deep in his heritage. Raila Odinga, this defining act was emblematic of the man or his actions. He cared whether people bought into his vision and mission. Once he felt he had the mandate of the people, there could be no turning back. In the process, he became Kenya's ultimate political prisoner and one of Africa's best-known freedom fighters. A dedicated and down-to-earth servant of the people of Kenya, a headache to the corrupt elite, and a beacon of hope for those struggling for freedom not only in Kenya but across Africa and beyond. Generations to come will honor him and Africa and worried eternally about its decline. For that, he applied himself to peace and reconciliation missions across the continent whenever called upon. During the 1990s, he worked closely with the International Republican Institute as a resource person for peace and conflict resolution in the war-torn countries of Mozambique and Burundi, and offered similar support to peaceful electoral processes in Nigeria and Zimbabwe. He mastered Africa's conflicts and the forces and issues behind him. The highest executive position he ever rose to was that of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, fees to facilitate power sharing after the controversial 2007 elections. Earlier, he had served as a member of Parliament for Lang'ata constituency within the city of Nairobi from 1992. Says, it was in the struggle for freedom and democracy in Kenya and across Africa, many times telling the continent's dictators to set their people free. It earned him outright enemies, cynical friends, and admirers in Africa and beyond. It is this record that saw him appointed as Special Peace Envoy of the African Union in February 2011, following the post-election crisis in Côte d'Ivoire. He juggled politics, entrepreneurship, and scholarship with ease. Besides his career in politics, Mr. Odinga is also a successful businessman and entrepreneur, having founded the flagship family business, the East African Spectra, a manufacturer of gas cylinders for Kenya and the East African region. Subsequently, he founded Spectra International. Before that, he had taught at the University of Nairobi's Department of Mechanical Engineering between 1970 and 1974, and served at the Kenya Bureau of Standards, which he was instrumental in establishing. Even as he pursued all our country come through politics, and that although all politics is local, politics is also substantially international. So even as he appeared to be rabble-rousing in the trenches of Kibra and Kondele, he understood that an hour comes when he needed to dust himself off and sit in boardrooms or take a plane to global capitals to negotiate politics and policies. He did that effortlessly, moving from dusty Kamkuji grounds to a meeting in diplomatic circuits of the country within an hour. It was normal for Raila to be tear-gassed, water-hosed, and even shot at, only for him to show up at the boardroom for meetings with his tormentors as if torture at the field did not happen. He understood the place of man-to-man negotiations in the quest to influence policy and power. Raila disagreed fundamentally with many politicians about the state of the Kenyan nation and how to transform it. But those disagreements never stopped him from sitting down with those he disagreed with or sympathizing with the views of fellow politicians. Raila believed in political parties as vehicles for advancing democracy and good governance. It is upon this belief that he was a founder member of the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, that is FORD, which later changed to FORD Kenya in 1991. Party in 1996, the Liberal Democratic Party in 1997, and in 2005, his present political vehicle, the Orange Democratic Party of Kenya. In 2013, he led his party into a coalition with other parties to form the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, that is CORD, on whose ticket he ran for president. He challenged the election results at the Supreme Court, which ruled in favor of his opponents. He accepted the verdict and took up the leadership of the opposition. He contested the 2017 presidential election on the ticket of the National Super Alliance, that is NASA, which election ended up being nullified by the Supreme Court, but he stayed out of the subsequent contest. Mr. Odinga was once again picked by his coalition as the Azimio la Umoja opposition coalition, citizen of the world, with early education in Kisumu and Siaya before leaving for Germany, where he began his high school to the Otto von Guericke University in Magdeburg, in the then East Germany, where he obtained a Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, specializing in production technology. In February 2024, Raila visited and extensively toured the two institutions, reliving his days there and recalling that when he arrived in Otto von Guericke, there were not more than 5 black students in the whole college. As a leader, Raila believed in exercise duty, selflessness, sacrifice. A great love was Africa. He celebrated the continent's potential. He mourned the death of leadership on the continent and felt the pain of its people being left behind by less endowed regions of the world because of failure of leadership. Indeed, the last major policy to Pan-Africanism and what needs to be done to take the continent forward. In October 2018, development in Africa. He moved into the position with the swiftness and certainty of fish in water. He named the continental highway network corridors, railways and airports as if they were here in Kenya. He was at ease with Africa's trade deficit figures in comparison to other parts. In politics, Raila communicated the importance of reconciliation, forgiveness, and putting country over self. He forgave his jailers forward. He emphasized that building a progressive country demanded that leaders rise above anger and the desire for revenge. He also believed strongly that the preservation of a nation requires the triumph of pragmatism over ideology. That when the nation is under extreme threat, leaders must embrace and He believed power should be used to ensure the existence of the nation, not the demise of the nation. He wanted power to be used to ensure progress, prosperity, and peace of any among nations, and not for any causes that would yield contrary outcomes. And I believe in the heart
William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the former President of Kenya, former President of Nigeria, and Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Professor Kindiki, and all protocols observed. I now take this opportunity to invite my nephew Junior to come and make his eulogy, and to eulogize his father, and then we'll give you the next one. I'm standing here on behalf of the larger Odinga family, but we are starting with the Raila's family for eulogizing. So, Junior, where are you? Thank you.
Josurwa Amoso Jokanyanyam Amoso Wuntie Kamano Ingan City Boy to Wangi Weloma dignitaries. So but for now, allow me to continue the rest of my speech in English. Kogalo. Kogalo. Your Excellencies, Bondo 001, watu wa Pwani, Karibuni County 0. I think everyone has traveled with Baba's boat. All watched through the expressway, Kasarani Stadium, Nyayo Stadium. We flew to Kisumu, and now finally Baba is home of the chair. Erokamano William, Wadi. Erokamano William. Mourned Baba. We have cried for Baba. I myself have been very exhausted, but I've stood strong. Nikech, I know that's what Baba would have wanted. And today, we're not mourning, we are celebrating a life well lived. We are celebrating Baba at 80. So the rest of us, tonight, we are celebrating Baba and his legacy. Before I continue, just allow me to invite one person up on stage. my sweetheart, my beautiful, my lovely Chungwa. Someone who understands me. Nyaber, Nyamalo, Erokamano. I'm sure you all understand who Baba's immediate family is. Those or his children rather. Those my late brother Fidel, followed by Al, but I'll mention to you the Raila Odinga, and that is the grandchildren, Majakom. I'd like the former staff, Ma Baba, wherever you are, if you could just stand up. I know I wouldn't have time to mention all of you, but if I see you, I know in Tip there is Bondo. There are so many of them. And for me, what I want to say is thank you to the former staff of Baba for taking care of Baba and for just being around us and the family. Ntie Ogeta, Ntie Juma. So you know who you guys are, and I'd like to say thank you to all of you. Erokamano. I want to finish. Mara, in the spirit of Baba, I want to say Erokamano. Because Baba gave all of us his life. Today is to say thank you back to Baba from all of us. So, refrain Kawono and Erokamano Baba. Whatever, one time. Okay. For Baba, you gave all of us your life. You stayed with us, and you showed us how to live a good life. And for that, we are extremely thankful. We will miss them. Your joy, your laughter, and we will greatly miss you. And all the dancing styles that you used to have. Erokamano Baba. To follow with and stand for what we. Erokamano Baba. And lastly, I know Baba is smiling because he's given us so many holidays, and now he has given us. I'd like, as I've finished, I'd like to introduce called one person up to stage. But a lot of us were jealous about her because she was met. She's a very strong lady, and we were all jealous of her. Please give a round applause to my sister, Honorable Mheshimiwa Winnie Kazi Odinga.
Excellency, dignitaries, fellow mourners, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Jotura, untie, ajigi, ere ajigi. And Kenya. Vieneka.
Agweyo mogik nikech amolo kamora mora mane entie adwa ni mondo agwen amolo nohero si Raila kod wuoyo to en mana yeye kura logo agongo bono ikie ogya jura ura chulo ko ko bono diko nyisa kwada the head how much the money nyara kum kokote kwata jo kalongni ajiki kobia
Jothura. Ang'eyo ni un gi lit. Nyasaye biro miwa loch. Ji osebedo ka wuoyo marach e wi Bondo ka. They wrote for me a speech, but today I have nothing to say. I want to thank you all, and there are a few people here of Baba, led by George Okong Opondo, Mr. Andrew Mondo. Thank you for your loyalty and support. To Dennis Onyango, Keta Onyango, Morris Ocheng, Jack Nyamburi, Florence Olang, Ibrahim Auma, Jeff Oyer, Manuel Wanson, and others, thank you. To the staff of East Africa Spectre, Jotin, Victor, Rose, Jackie, David, Caleb, Steve, Joanne, Joyce, and others, thank you. And finally, to the late George Odwor, Eric Ominde, Juma, for your love and service. Our people appreciate you honoring our father. Thank you for standing with us. You should also know, in case you are wondering, I'm ready to come back home, if you are wondering. To all the leaders we visited around, God bless you.
This opportunity now and also give her.
His Excellency, excuse me, the President of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Deputy, Dr. Kithure Kindiki, as well as Madam Kithure Kindiki, all heads of state who are here, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I said yesterday it was very hard for us as a family. Nonetheless, the day has come, and I want to just share with you a little bit about who our father was to us. Our father was someone who believed in us as individuals. As many who have spoken ahead and those who will speak after will let you know. And that is why today we have friends from all over. Our father listened keenly to what we had to say individually, after which he helped us sharpen our ideas. He also helped us to think broadly. As you can see through his life, that is what he did. He worked with others, because that was his legacy. Not only that, our father also taught us to love the entire country as well as the continent of Africa. Today I want to urge all to look within you, because when we do that, asante sana.
Now, I want to take this opportunity to invite my sister, Honorable Ruth Adhiambo Odinga, who are come with Winnie. Can you please come, Ruth, and say a word of hello?
To His Excellency, the Guru, all Uru, Okwe Uru, Kapokaloso, so that hero ni mondo I introduce. And go wado manalowo. Wado manalowo, iluongo no sewe. Osewe nenigi not nindo, to negi aja ode. Odwa mana no mosu daka chiel. 1 minute.
Okay. To His Excellency, the President, Mama Ida, and everybody. Ninga entabu wesewe, and Yurjakom, Adhiambo Manelu Ojaoda. I'm also the area MC Tumapin Nikikiwe Ulani Odhikodwa. Ne Dr. Buru, ne Dr. Wenwa, Beryl, Adhiambo always. To Raila's 3 children, we are not only proud of you, but we love you very much. Openda, you are a mola, you are eating a kiyong yogi kinya.
I'm also, many of you here never knew that I have a right hand. Lakendo ga yoga na kuja.
Jambo. I'm pleased to be here with special greeting there. And I'm so pleased to be here, a man who stood for justice for the whole of Africa. So I'm here, I'm so pleased and honored to be part and part.
Sankara, Raila Odinga, Buzia, Joey.
Born brother.
Alongoni Papa Patron, Antrogo Macho Go, Korago Imos, Winter.
You can go and sit. Angipek. Raila Molo nyathiwa ni nyeno siepna. Ne kitwa chal. Rekata. Samoro wiano. Aluomo Odinga. Gimeri. Nyatemo totama. Imos gidute, imos Tobias, imos Albert. Imos Mwodo Galogo. Iwe nise chandria hinya. Ichandri ne Kenya to Kenya no konekata. Mwodo dingi chandri ne Kenya. Ithoki chandri ne Kenya. Ada viwa. Kata kamano. Joey! Imichame Mari! Modong Girigen! Alwa led! Asakwa nyolurulo, lo jajwak. Do Raila Mawodo Dinga lo much. But I'm going to say this. I was with Raila throughout most of the time. Even when we left Fort Kenya, I was with him. We went to NDP together. And I remember in 97 when Tinga. in Norway, staying with me. Some of you are looking here, you don't know what Mama Ida has gone through. I used to know, I stayed with her. Being alone without your husband for all those years, Yeah. To hear just about a cell, I was saying, you know, Raila Odinga don't go to jela. He got kaige quiet to don't get jela. He got shell. Ali otuan koso otuan. Ochande ne Kenya koso ochande ne Kenya. Nyakamane koro mogitni. Raila toka podi wago na Kenya. Anyo go kodwambaka. Anyo oro jogi mo wacho ni mono nyiew na ticket. Agoero kamano ne Raila to mage nyithind Raila. Sala njiwe wakani salo ke. Ne vedo gi Raila kamora mora. Police. No. Onge gima neno ngama tuon ka Raila ka koro nindo pinjo kama okika wondu onge gima tek. Anamor na nyuchul bonga laktar ma Odinga. Ane laktar ma thiedho ji te chakre Dr. Burma wado manikani. Kane tuo to monya to open be safe in the laktar. Kanyo dhi nyoro na ticket. Monda dia bed kode kaka laktar. It was only a weak pattern, and it must be strong. And if it is not strong, ODM must unite. We cannot have an ODM in Guinea-Wuko, another ODM being led by some other people, another ODM being led with a few people who think they own the party. ODM belongs to all of us. Some of you who want to take it now don't even know how we started ODM. ODM in Mara. And we are going to go to any negotiation table with a strong, united, one ODM. That's why I wouldn't be anymore.
To invite my sister, Dr. Wenwa Akinyi Odinga Oranga, is a long name. Dr. Wenwa Akinyi, or we call her also Dodi. Ma'am, where are you?
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, William Samoei Ruto, and all protocol observed. Joturwa, and when Wakinyi, Mandamina Wadga Kinyi, Usevi Joganyang no, Usevi Joganyang Wadga Kinyi, Ani Akinyi no, Goradwa introduce, Ane Maduong, Pom Ninjara Mogi, Ane Maduong, Yawu Manotelo, Oburu Neduong, Kai Raila, Rokwom Nyiri Ane Maduong. Omyo Entija, it is my responsibility to introduce the other Jaramogi's daughters. I'm here, they are here.
Your Excellency, the President, my sister, I'm Pauline Oginga. I'm a County Chief Officer, Public Service Administration, County Government of Mombasa. So I would wish just to say that we've been students of the late. He was a brother, he was a mentor, he was a supporter. He's someone who encouraged me to realize my potential. So in losing him today, I've not just lost a brother, but I've lost a strong support system. Our father died when we were young, and our brothers took over. So today, I feel bereaved twice. So for all of us who are his students, it's upon us to make sure that our spine is strong. We implement that he's taught us. Long live there. Jaramogi genes are very strong.
I'll ride on the protocol already observed. I will not talk, but I will just clarify on my name, because when I was reading the eulogy, I sister to the late Honorable Raila Odinga.
Introduce themselves.
Juu sasa siwezi simama hapa ngela tu pale tu. Unajua Raila ni mtu labda ulikuwa unampenda ama uko unampendi, lakini ni lazima ulikuwa unamheshimu. Alituleta kusema asante kwa baba, na nataka ku pass my condolences kwa Auntie Aida na kila mtu mwingine. Asanteni sana kwa kukuja na kwa kunikusikiza. Asante.
Thank you. Then there's my daughter, Miriam. Oh, let her introduce herself, but she's also a musician.
I'm also Ujite. I'm also. I am the niece to late Baba, so I won't say much, lakini niko na dedication ningependa kupea. So poleni sana. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Please the Lord, you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor chord, and the major lift. Baffled king composing, hallelujah, hallelujah. Rest in peace, Baba. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. My father used to call Oburu Wod Komolo Ondugu, and he used to call Raila Wod Luo. So then quickly the names changed to Wodi and Aluo. So me, I grew up knowing Raila as Aluo. Oburu was mostly away in school in South Nyanza. He didn't spend much time with us, but Raila would be left to look after us, to cook for us whenever my mother was away. And then Oburu said the other day that Raila liked news, even from the time he was a little child. Let me tell you, whenever he was left to look after us, and he's going to cook and it's news time, he would put me there to listen to news and then tell him later what had been said. Can you imagine? I'm supposed to listen to the radio, to the news, and when he comes, I'm supposed to tell him what was said in news. I was not more than 6 years old, I'm sure. I would hear Ghana, and then I used to hear an advertisement, Vaseline hair tonic. But my English was poor. So when he came, I would only tell him those things, but then I would say Vaseline hair tonic instead of Vaseline hair tonic. And then Oburu will tell you maybe how Raila was strong-headed. In school, there was a rule that when you are caned by the teacher, you were supposed to get up, salute, and say, "Thank you, teacher," which he refused to do. Every time he would get up, walk away, saying things about the teacher, maybe just mumbling, and the teacher would call him back, cane him again, until the teacher gave up. Maybe Oburu will tell you more. Then, so Raila was very, very disciplined. When he was a lecturer at the University of Nairobi, and also later when he was a director with Kenya Bureau of Standards, staying in his house was a nightmare. He would wake us up at 4 a.m. No matter what time he went to sleep, there would be a commotion. He's already going to take his morning jog, and maybe take the dog also for jogging. And then by 6 a.m., he's ready to leave for work. He was working at the Kenya Bureau Standards. So when you're working under him, you could not be late, because if your boss is already there after just at 6 o'clock, you cannot even lie that you are there on time. And he introduced an attendance register. I mean, you had to clock in. You had to clock in, and he knew exactly what time you had come. Then let me say that as a family, I know most of arguments. Raila and I, sometimes we used to have very hot arguments. You'll see that when he's telling us, he's trying to explain some of even his, whether he wanted to hear it or not. So one time he came to my house, and then we were having a hot argument until my maid thought we were going to exchange fists. And which going back to the cat, adagi, I refused, nimekata adagi. Where he was magnanimous, he was forgiving. So what I want to say is, because I know the overwhelming love that Raila was received, many, he is very happy. But Raila, because he was so compassionate, I'm sure the only thing that is making him unhappy is that some of the people who came to receive him back got hurt by our security organs. I know you are supposed to be peaceful, but even our security organs, surely, you are well trained. You should be able to control a rowdy crowd without killing them, without shooting them, without hurting them. So as Raila's tribute and respect for Raila, let that be the last time that such a thing happens. I think that would be a befitting remembrance for Raila. Let me just say that there are a few people, Ogeta, Morris, your father, you were behind him, even at the last minute, the last talk, the last jogging, the last step he took, you were behind him. Winnie Chogo, thank you very much for being with your dad when he was sick. As for Adhiambo Nyakamami, Ruth, I don't know what to tell you. We planned with you together that you should rush to India and take care of Raila, and you are updating me every day, several times a day, and even that last day, when you told me he had collapsed, you kept on calling me. I was the first person you called until the last minute when you called, and now you are just crying. You did not talk, you are crying. So the two of us, we just wept. We wept for the second last son of our mother, Mary. Now, Workomolo Ndugu, Oburu, you have been guiding us very well as a father. Please, I know that is your best friend and he has gone, but you please continue keeping us together as a family. Mama Ida, you are a strong lady and you have a beautiful family. Please continue putting us all together. I think that Odonga Tieko. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. I now want to take this opportunity to invite, and Achieng is not able to come because she is a bit indisposed, and she is bringing her condolences through her elder.
Hello, Your Excellency, fellow dignitaries, my family, and friends. I'm here representing Raila Odinga. I'm her son, her last born. Her other daughters couldn't make it at the moment, but we're here representing her. I'd just like to tell you all that Baba was Mom's best friend. He really cared about her, saw her through thick and thin, and even right now, I'm married to someone from Game. She's back there. Her name is Brenda. And Baba contributed heavily to our marriage. To this day, you can still hear him telling. And I just want to thank him for that.
All protocols observed, I would now want to say a few words about my brother Raila. I want to tell the mourners today that I have lost my best friend in life. I will never have any other friend like Raila. And it is with heavy heart that I stand before you to mourn him, and I really feel because it is too much. Raila was if he felt that he was being misused, he refused. For instance, one time, my father used to leave to go to Maranda school every morning in the dews before we reached school. We reached school when we were very wet. And one day, because my father used to come back home here every weekend, and when he came back that weekend, he expected us to be picking cotton. So when Mzee asked him why he is not picking cotton, he told Mzee, Baba, don't you know it is very difficult to pick cotton? Why don't you also try to pick it? And again, the other time, he went to school and asked permission so that we could look after our siblings, the children, who are my sister Akinyi, who has just spoken here, and the other Achieng, whose son has spoken here. Those who are still small kids. So when we went there to quarrel, he expected us to salute him. After he has given you the beating, you do the saluting. But Raila refused to salute the teacher. So again, the teacher gave him another beat. So don't cane me again. And I can tell you that my brother also liked school. Enjoy school comes number one. So can you imagine somebody who is a bottom and next term he is number one? And Raila was always number one in class during those days. And Raila loved sport so much so that when we came back, we were practicing pole vault, we were practicing triple jump and other athletics. So later, and he was a great lover of football. His team was called Arsenal. Raila for Africa. And whenever they were there with His Excellency, Kenya team won. It is only the day when His Excellency missed the football and Raila also missed the football that the Kenya team lost. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you with the long speeches. We were with Raila in Germany. If you people see, his mouth was in Kisumu when we were playing at the place where Ofafa Memorial Hall is now placed. And we were playing and jumping over mango trees. And Raila fell down and I had to carry him on my back. And other people were laughing at me that Oburu was crying. Oh, I know Raila, wewe umeumia. Raila, angeumia. But he was a very brave man. I tell you, one day, when 1982, when there was an attempted coup, and my brother was arrested and charged with treason, I tell you that was another in the black uniform, which is only for people who are in the death row. And I saw him in that uniform and I cried. He was laughing and telling me, this is nothing, all this will go. I told him, how will it go? And when he was fighting for justice, he braved it and he never feared anything. Even if he saw police throwing tear gas and doing whatever, Raila would face it. He would face it head on. He would not go back. Even when some of us were so scared, Raila would go ahead and continue. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank these people. First, I would like to thank His Excellency the President, who has stood with us right from the time I told him that Raila was sick. We were with him and Raila, we sat down and we organized and he agreed. And he is the one who organized the transport which flew Raila to India for treatment. I also want to tell you that the president kept a vigil and he always checked on Raila to know what was happening with him. The day Raila died, I first of all called him and told him he was in a very critical condition. I was told by my sister, Akinyi, that Adhiambo had called from India. So I called Adhiambo, and then within no time, Akinyi told me again that Adhiambo called and Akinyi was wailing. I called the president again and informed him, and he was very sad. But he organized everything. All this arrangement would have been too heavy for the family. I don't know whether I would have not collapsed if this was placed on my shoulder to take care of this big crowd here. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you. I also want to thank the chair and made sure that everything was organized and well arranged as it is now. I also want to thank the security which did this, you did to us. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, who led a team to collect the body. Murkomen, thank you very much, everybody who was in India to bring the body of Raila home. You did well. My special thanks go to Dr. David Olunya, who is a personal doctor of my brother, and he has been with him all through. He went to India, but he has been with him even earlier than that. They were together in Dubai. They were together at Nairobi Hospital. So thank you, David. Thank you for everything that you did. I also want to thank Ogeta. Ogeta is our relative, Enyake Waka. He is the one who was taking care of Jacom up to the last moment when Jacom took his last breath. I also want to thank Jeff Oyer. I want to thank Winnie, particularly Winnie, the niece. Winnie is a very brave lady. She was there with Jacom when there was a session in Arusha where they were supposed to go for a session. I asked her, Winnie, are you not going? She told me, then she just pointed at the father and said, him. I'm not going because of him. I have to be with him. And that is before Raila went to India. And she was there from that date. She took care of her father, and she was very, very, I think she was very caring. She did everything that is humanly possible to do. Thank you, Winnie, for everything. And my sister, Ruth Adhiambo, who also bought a ticket and went to see Raila. She sought her own visa, and she went there, and she was with him up to the last minute. Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. I also want to thank Okech Sala from Migori, who was very close to Raila. He had arranged all the tickets, and he was with Raila all through. Okech Sala, thank you, Speaker, the members. who also organized and went to collect Raila's body, Aaron Cheriot, and Junet, Honorable Junet, though he did not go, but the majority leader in the National Assembly. And I also want to thank all the visitors who have come, and Your Excellency, the security which has been taking care of Raila. So I would like to plead with you. They have done a great job. They have cared. Please give them promotion 1 grade. Just 1 grade won't be too much. So with those very many words, I would like to now say bye-bye to my brother, bye-bye my best friend, bye-bye my confidant, bye-bye my everything, my advisor. And I would want to ask God the Almighty to put your soul in peace, and please greet for us our people who went before you, my mother, Mary Odinga, my father, Jaramogi, who went before us, and all our siblings who are there, and all the great leaders who are your friends, like Julius Nyerere. Greet them all for us. Thank you. May God take care of you, because you are a good man. You are a good man and a truthful man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I want to take this opportunity to call the spouse of Raila. She became more or less a widow when Raila was detained. At that time, Raila was only 37 years old. And this lady was younger than that. And some of you are so hot, you could not have. No, now, as you come, I forgot to introduce my spouses. Dr. Ann Oburu, where are you? Dr. Ann. And Judy. Where is Judy? Thank you. Thank you. Dr. ask her to come and
Asayun timbe mag bini osina katalwen genga kataricho butona magawe yoni yesu adonjo edala kuriri gimadi gengna katalwen genga kataricho butona magawe yoni Yesu emsalaba koro ere gimadi mona donjo edala ere gimadi gengna kawe yoni Yesu emsalaba.
God is good all the time. I know you say that is his nature. And even at a time like this, let's not forget our God is there, and our God is still good. He'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us. And the citizen, my 4 children, Right Honorable Raila Odinga. I never imagined that this would fall on me to lead the family and the world in burying Raila. I hoped it would be the other way around. With pain, without lamentation, I accept the will of God. I want to thank the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and the government for going out to accord my husband, our father, Right Honorable, part of the world. We've never seen something like this. We've never seen a dignified send-off for according Raila this kind of send-off. Mr. President, my family is grateful to you for being a man of his word and a man who stands with friends after committing yourself to do so. Thank you. I want to thank the leaders of Kenya. I was looking around and said, whose name do I mention? But all of you are being very close to Raila. When I look back, I see people who are very close to Raila as friends and colleagues in the life of Kenya. I want to thank specifically former President Uhuru Kenyatta. He's a true friend. He stood by us. Yes, thank you. I want to thank once again of leaders from Kenya and across the world who have taken their time to mourn with us and to mourn with the family. And for this kind thought, you have spared your time to be here today. I know there are many, many leaders from other parts of Africa. His best friend, Papa Olusegun Obasanjo. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. He comes from Nigeria, for those of you who can remember. And if you remember, after Jaramogi's death, he was here and opened the museum. I would also want to thank Her Excellency, Mrs. Morgan Shangarai from Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for being with us. I know there are many others, and I'm going to write special letter to you. Your words, your letters, your social media posts has gone a long way in lessening our pain and lifting our spirits. Thank you very much for that. Are younger than 52 years. You could easily have been our children. Like all the couples and families, we also had our ups and downs. But we've learned one thing, and that is we must talk straight to one another. We must forgive, and public lives exert extreme pressure and demand what we deserved. I remember he attends to each one of us individually according to our needs. And that is not only his children and grandchildren, but also to his brothers and sisters. When Oburu was here, he didn't emphasize. But I think the next person, after loving me, the other person that he loves, leave alone his children, is Dr. Buru. Raila would not do anything without, and you wanted to get to know what he's going to do, you had, if you are clever, you talk to Dr. Guru first to talk to him, so that change was our commitment to each other. On our belief that he had seen through and vows, and we made each other at the start. It worked for us. It was of commitment to the people of Kenya and the people of Africa. The detention years and years in this exile tested our family in a way only the family can appreciate. It was not easy. But all the time, when he was away, either in detention or in exile, I knew he would always come back. This time, I'll have to join him wherever he has gone, because he'll never come back. But the spirit lives on. When I first met Raila, some 54 years ago, I didn't see his political side. I didn't see it coming either. He was not a politician in any form. I knew his father was, but him was different. And with my friends, then I was at the University of Nairobi, we were young, idealistic ladies who swore not to marry. We swore to marry calm, professional men, not those who give to the loudness of politics. I swore we had no time for the people who are doing political science, the lawyers, and so forth. We didn't know what was coming. In my group, and they know them, the group, Deborah Kiai, and so forth, you know you very well. Out of my group, I was the first one to marry. I married an engineer, a man of calm demeanor and reflective character. They all congratulated. Little did I know I was married to make engineering of Kenya his lifelong project. I didn't know. From the turn of events, I came to understand firsthand that they mean the meaning of still waters runs deep. He was a calm person, but as we lived, I realized he was a deep thinker of a different kind. From this turn of events, I come to understand firsthand that Raila was not just an ordinary engineer, but adapted and handled challenges that came my way, courtesy of being Raila Odinga's wife. The spouses of these politicians down here, they'll tell you the challenges are many and not easy to cope with. I learned that if you're a spouse or politician, inherit his friends, but don't inherit his enemies. Why do I say this? Because you'll be standing there. Because I tell you, you'll be wrong. Don't inherit in his enemies. Because tomorrow, you'll find that those people that you thought were his enemies are his best friends, and you'll be left out. Be careful when you are handling his friends. Inherit his friends. After going through it all, I had a chance to marry, I would be happy to do it. But this time, I would marry him knowing I'm marrying a politician, not just an engineer only. But Raila never really stopped being a production engineer. It has been the company that manufacturing gas cylinders, and that is thriving in that. Those who are working for East Africa Spectre, please try to keep up his legacy of making it a real big industry that Raila intended it to be. Raila, as he expected, at the turn of independence, Kenya was at par with countries like South Korea, countries. But these countries have moved very fast. They've moved very fast to be first world countries. Kenya, we are still dragging a little. This thing can be changed. 1995, during the International Women's, the world went to Beijing. And what I noticed that the tallest building in Beijing was a 4-story building, and it was a hotel. I also noticed, that's me, that many of the people who are working in Beijing, the Chinese, they were wearing what we call overalls, the things that industrialists wear in the factory. They were either yellow, red, blue, green, or any other. And everybody was moving in a rickshaw. Go to Beijing today, you can see a different world. It can be done. Even in Kenya, we can change it. With hard work, determination, focus, we can change our country. And as I'm talking here, I know we have leaders here. Please focus in changing the country. Let's not seek leadership to enrich ourselves. Let's not seek leadership to acquire wealth for ourselves, but acquire wealth for Kenya and acquire wealth for our generation to come. In the name of Raila, I appeal that we focus on national wealth instead of personal wealth. I appeal that we work on quality education, education that will lead us to be people that God made us to be. I appeal that we have our nation in order, correct our health institutions so that it gives us the kind of life that we need to live. There are many others. Dear Kenyans, today I surrender Raila to friends, family, and patriots who went ahead of him. I surrender Raila to eternity, and I surrender Raila to all the ages. I know he's comfortable where he is. I know he deserves to be in the company where he is. And I pray that when my time comes, I'll join him there in heaven realms. Fare thee well, my dear husband. Fare thee well, father of our children. Fare you well, the friends of many. If you were to start again, I would be there with you. Thank you, and may God bless you all for being here.
Your Excellencies, fellow mourners, we have given the family ample time to eulogize and pay tribute to our departed leader. I want to request that the speakers that will come from now to focus, and other than perhaps the president and the retired president and President Obasanjo, everyone else, no one should speak for more than 3 minutes. Otherwise, we'll be here until night. I want to urge us respect. I want to request out in acknowledgement all the names of the members of parliament present and say a few things before have Senator Ledama Olekina. Both the two of them are and introduce the senators.
All the dignitaries here, Mama Ida, the small family of Baba, in the name of our Lord God Jesus Christ. Your Excellency, my task is very little. As you know, sometimes I am called a bad girl. But for the sake of Baba today, when we are sending back, I'll be a good girl and I do what I'm told. So before I go on to introduce the members of parliament, because that's how good I'm going to be, I'll request back on stage, Karibu Mama and Pole Sana. We are with you.
Yeah. These things, some things start early. When I was speaking here, I'm being reminded that I did not introduce. We start with Safi. We start with Safi. Safi said where you go to school.
I go to. Hello, everybody.
Can I speak? Yeah, it's English.
Oh, okay. I have a short speech, so okay. I will say my short speech for everybody. Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing good today. Thank you all for coming to have us mourn my grandfather. Today I stand before you not only as a Kenyan mourning the loss of a national icon, but a grandchild mourning the loss of her grandfather, a freedom Abu. I think of this situation as the ending of a great TV show. Like movie critics, we should focus not on each other, than even a side character. And this is to show the type of person he was. No matter how big or small the achievement, he would always make sure to be there and make it known how proud of you. I'm heavier knowing that one of my biggest cheerleaders